All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Grooming Eagle Eye. Coming to you again with my player ratings for Arsenal's performance against Chelsea last night. Still pretty pissed off, still pretty angry. Haven't slept great. Don't get twisted, not because of Arsenal, just because I came back a bit late from my mate's house and early start in the morning and a few Henleys later, and my mood still ain't any better. One of my favorite channels is Sky Sports News, and I just haven't been able to watch it or put it on today. Twitter, I've kept off that. In fact, it was only recently, and it was only very, very recently, that I even learned the whole beef with Lee and AFTV. Because, like I said, I went to a party yesterday, so I didn't want to focus. I didn't want to get into it. I ended up doing my review around about 1 o'clock in the morning. I just wanted to do the review and get some sleep ahead of work tomorrow. So hence why it was very, very strictly 10 minutes. But I mentioned Lee because I had a few questions about this Lee and AFTV thing. And so, truth be told, and this is genuine truth, I didn't see the clip until 1 o'clock. When was my lunch break? 1 o'clock this afternoon. It was a manic day at work, and like my phone just kept buzzing. With people asking me on Twitter, what do I think about this Lee and AFTV thing? Or it's like various people, various groups and shit, either still smarting over the Arsenal defeat or just random shit. I'm just going to address this real quickly because I know people know me and Lee are close. See, me and Lee run YouTube channels, so people want to know what I think about what happened yesterday. For those of you who don't know what happened yesterday, I suggest you find out. I'm actually not going to give it any airtime or exposure because I actually don't think Lee would want me to. And to be honest with you, it's not really my business to do that. So I suggest you go find out. But for those of you who know and actually keep asking me what I actually think, I don't think it's as big a deal as people are making out. I'm just going to be real with you. People are saying, oh, well, he was talking about getting 200 quid profit for AFTV. It's AF fucking TV. If you really believe that all they have, like the fact that they've had 200 quid donation from people or from fans, because it's a drop in the fucking ocean to them. We're talking about a team that have almost 1 million subscribers and have a TV show, in addition to brands, sponsorship. Sponsorship is the dream for us moderate YouTube sizes. They have sponsors. 200 quid is not going to break the bank. And I say that because I know people are mad, not so much with that part of things, but people are mad with the whole profiting of defeat or whatever. Bruh, it's a YouTube channel. YouTube channels come rain, shine, defeat, win, draw, have to do what they have to do. And particularly when your living is about reporting on the news or about, like, I don't crap on a newscaster because the newscaster is reading the news and it happens to be about war. So why would people crap on YouTubers? Because they are doing what they would normally do if Arsenal would have won. Never mind the Arsenal losing. But I've never understood the profiting of loss. Does that mean I'm only allowed to profit off wins? And is that any better? So for me, if you have an opinion on it and you think negatively about it and you think salty about it, there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to make you feel better. In my view, 2 weeks' time, this will blow over. And hopefully, Lee will be all right. Knowing him, he'll probably say something else to tricky you. But yeah, I'm not paying it any mind. I've told Lee already, this is what he gets when he doesn't do a watch along with me. I've told him this already. Only do watch alongs with me. This is what I'm trying to say. Watch alongs with me. You think this shit will be happening? Shit. He now realizes. I done told him already. Karma. There you go, motherfucker. No, I joke. Yeah. So yeah, people please stop asking me. I've literally have 6 or 7 tweets today about this one incident and I saw comments on my review yesterday, and I had no idea what the fuck happened. But I was honestly, I was so pissed off I couldn't be bothered to find out what happened. It was only when I had an opportunity to stop today. It's just been so manic. I haven't had an opportunity to really look at my phone. Every time I had my phone today, it was just to send an aggressive tweet, just because I needed to vent. Because even when I was busy today, I kept thinking about this fucking team. Because of course, I had to dodge Chelsea fans today. I had to dodge noisy Liverpool fans today. I had to dodge United fans are laughing. I thought, what are you even talking about right now? But like I said last night, these men can laugh, even United, because they had that much success. So, but anyway, I'm not going to get back into last night. So I hope that answers the Lee question. Probably giving it too long. I know Lee wouldn't want me talking about it. So I'm going to move on from that. I'm going to dive into the player ratings. So probably going to timestamp this for people who just want to jump to the player ratings. So hopefully I'll timestamp it. It will be in the description below. And let's jump straight into the player ratings. Petr Cech, man of the match. Scratch that, our best player. I hate giving man of the match when we just got smoked. No one deserves to be man of the match, really. But he was our best player. The man that we were all worried about before the game, ironically, turned up when it mattered. Made a lot of good saves. A lot. It says something about our performance when Chelsea didn't even play that well, but yet the goalkeeper was fantastic. That just shows you how shit we were. I still don't think Chelsea were all that. Hazard was on his team. Giroud was on his team. That was it. But, their left back, who I forget the name of, to be fair, he was having a banging game. But apart from those three, I didn't think they were really that special. But nevertheless, they smoked us 4-1, and it would have been more if it hadn't been for Petr Cech. So in his last game for Arsenal, he did us proud. And I'd give him a 7. It's going to go rapidly downhill. Socrates. I thought Socrates had a fantastic first half. And then I don't know what happened. It's like then he left his cousin in the changing room and his imposter cousin came out in the second half. And it was just back to pony Socrates, what we've seen in the last 2 to 3 months of the back end of this season. It was poor. He was poor. When it was all said and done, he was poor. I don't care if he had a good first half an hour. When it mattered, he fell apart. He fell apart, and Giroud gave him a runaround. Three. That's only because you had a good half an hour. Koscielny, I'm going to give a 1. I thought Koscielny was poor. I'll be honest. I thought he was really poor. In fact, I'm going to go as far as to say this. I think Mustafi would have done better. I can't believe I'm saying that. I actually do. I actually think Mustafi would have made more of an effort yesterday. He's broken. To me, I think he's done. And I would have said that to you even when he was playing well. Never mind the last 3 or 4 games that he hasn't. So I think Koscielny, you've done well. You've been a servant to us. I expected more, but I think you've done about as well as you can. Time to go. 1 out of 10. Monreal. I'll be honest, I saw a lot of people crapping on Monreal's performance yesterday. And whilst I didn't think he was great, I didn't think he was the worst player on the pitch. I certainly don't think he was helped out by his supposed opposite number. I don't know. What would you call it? The person who's competing with the same position for? I give Monreal 3. Emery and Niles. Oh, brother. I was worried it would be a performance like this. Again, someone who I actually thought had an all right first half. He had a couple of shaky moments, but I thought he did okay. And then again, second half, it went rapidly downhill. It's like these men just forgot themselves in the changing room. You know, it was a bit of a bitty first half where I thought largely we were defending pretty well in the first half. Sue me, I actually did. In the first half, I thought we looked all right. We didn't look particularly troubled. And then in the second half, it was just like these men just put their feet up. And he was part of that team. He was part of that. And I like Hennessy Maitland-Niles, but I'm going to lie to you. He's not on my chopping block. Spoiler. But I need to see something from him next season. Hopefully in his actual position. 3 out of 10. Probably being kind, to be fair, because I know his second half weren't good. I actually thought it was a steeper drop-off than the Socrates one. Kolasinac, for me, you know what? I'm going to give him a 0. I honestly thought he was that bad. You know, the funny thing about Kolasinac is the same people that like crapping on Iwobi, right? The same people that like crapping on Iwobi for not having end product. Have you noticed? They never say the same shit about Kolasinac. Supposedly, he's better going forward than he is going backwards. Then he must be pretty bad going backwards. Have you seen what he does going forward? Like, he never beats the first man. He has 0 composure. There was one opportunity he had, and I just thought to myself, square it. Don't even shoot. Square it. This motherfucker shot. And I'm like, well, of course you did, because you have no sense, no composure. There's nothing in you to say, let me take that extra second to think for a second. And I also think, and this is just my view, you don't play well when Iwobi ain't there. Yeah, you don't play well. Because Iwobi, for some reason, understands his stupidity. I don't know, I guess they're both headless chickens that way. So headless chickens understand each other. 0. Terrible. Granit Xhaka. People keep trying to convince me that we'll miss this guy when he's gone. Yeah? What are we going to miss? I told you, this guy don't play well when he's pressed. Chelsea knew that, and every time he had the ball, they pressed the shit out of him. I was watching him in particular. Even in the first half where I thought Arsenal did all right. If you notice, Chelsea generally, they had a good press. But especially when Granit Xhaka had the ball. It was almost like Drew just gave these motherfucker tactics. They gave these motherfucker tactics. Which, by the way, speaking of Drew, I'm glad now that people, and fair play, Lee's been calling this for a long time, and I don't totally 100% agree with Lee on much, but the Drew thing, I 100% agree, and always have done. The fact that people cheer for this guy, even though this guy comes on and plays for Chelsea against us, acting like Drew is this legend or some shit. And you saw what the fuck he did on the coach? Thank you, Arsenal. Fuck you. Pussy. Anyway. Granit Xhaka, 2 out of 10. Lucas Torreira. Feel sorry for the kid. he got brought up and was just bawling his head. He just started bawling. He sat on the bench crying. Oh, he's crying that he's joined this pathetic team. Like, what's he done to his career? Oh, shit. Lucas Torreira. I'll be real with you guys. I didn't think he was that effective. I'll be honest. I didn't even really notice him. First half, again, I thought he was okay. But I've heard people say that, you know, in the first half, him and Granit Xhaka were playing really well. Were they? I'll be honest. I didn't really notice them. I honestly didn't. I thought we would have more of an effect on that team, particularly because they had no Rubens Loftus-Cheek. And they just, Kante was supposedly injured. I done told people Kante wasn't injured. I said it on my show. You watch. Kante was suddenly make an appearance. And I had loads of comments saying, no, Kante's injured. Kante's, all right. I purposefully didn't respond because I knew Chelsea were on this thing. Because they know how dumb we are. They know how dumb Arsenal are. They knew that Arsenal would be watching the news and watching watching Sarri storm off and started getting overconfident. They know that Arsenal are so dumb that they start believing stories that Kante ain't going to be on the pitch and it's going to be a walk in the park. It should have been no surprise that not only was everything cushy in Hotel Chelsea, Kante made it, and quite frankly, they looked like they wanted it more. They were more of a coherent team. They played like we should have. Everything is wrong with the mentality in that group. And Petr said it. It weren't particularly great timing, but he said it, what was it, yesterday, the day before, where he said that, you know, he's experienced something at Arsenal that he's never experienced at Chelsea, where if they lose, it's like it's affected them mentally and they want to try and put it right. At Arsenal, they don't have that mentality. Everything is wrong there. And the only way you drive that out, maybe this is not the HR thing to say, but let's be real here. You get rid of half these motherfuckers. Get rid of them. Anyway, fucking digress. I don't even know who I'm on now. Lucas Torreira, 3 out of 10. Mesut Ozil, 0 out of 10. Don't at me. Don't at me. What did he do? What did he do? For all you man that were saying, oh, well, the reason we're losing games and drawing games and we ain't playing attractive football is because the magician that is Mesut Ozil isn't on the pitch. Cool. He finished the season. He played every single game that Emery could possibly pick him for. Emery did. Played him in his exact position against two of supposedly the best strikers in Europe. What did he do? Fuck all. As per usual. And there's people still, even today, that will hate on this video and hate on Twitter when you tell them the truth. And I'll be honest, I'll be real with you. I'm not that guy. I held out hope for Mesut Ozil until last season. Until last season when I realized, oh, this guy ain't about anything. Until last season, I'll be honest, maybe foolishly, I'll be honest, I did buy in just a little bit. I did buy into the fact that, all right, well, if you get rid of the likes of Giroud and you put in the likes of Aubameyang, maybe this guy will wake the fuck up. Just a little bit. Wake the fuck up. Not only did we do that, and he still didn't, the person we got rid of is the one that won the European trophy. It's so Arsenal. It is so Arsenal. It is so Arsenal. Don't at me, 0 out of 10. Alexandre Lacazette. Tried, ran, failed, didn't do much. Didn't do anything in the second half. 1 out of 10. Aubameyang, I actually thought was ever fucking so slightly the better one. I at least saw him drift to the right every now and again and deliver a fucking cross. Albeit shit crosses, 2 out of 10. Who are the substitutes? Oh, let's talk about our goal scorer. The one that, for some reason, everybody criticizes, even though I'm pretty sure in every single department, Iwobi has outclassed Mesut Ozil. In every single department. Including yesterday, where within 30 seconds, this motherfucker made more of an impact than the beloved Mesut Ozil. 5 out of 10 for Iwobi. Well done. Beautiful goal. Guendouzi didn't do shit. 2 out of 10. Who else fucking came on? Joe Willett. I ain't gonna lie, Joe. You're a kid, so I ain't gonna rubbish you too bad. But that chance, bro. That chance, bro. Because I know they just scored the fourth, but if we shoulda, coulda, woulda, but if we scored that second goal, who the fuck knows? Now we never know. And there was another chance where, because typically with Arsenal, when the game's gone, that's when we start playing well. In the last 15 minutes, where he got in the way of Aubameyang, and it kind of just, it just summed up our whole game. It's like Aubameyang tried to save the ball and knock it back in. Joe Willett was there. The ball ricocheted off Joe and went out. I just thought, fuck, you know what? I just made, at that point, I think I actually then just started to pour another drink. This is all the game's done. Game's done. 3 out of 10. Unai Emery. I ain't going to lie to you. This is the first time this season where I don't know. This is the very first time where even I have put a question mark. And I don't know. And I think it would be, for me, I always had this attitude of, oh, it'd be silly if you're asking for Unai Emery to leave. I've always said that. I'm now not saying that. Now, don't get it twisted. I don't want the headline of this to be, oh, Chig thinks Emery should go. I haven't said that. But if you now notice, I am not saying that anybody who calls for Emery to go is silly or stupid or anything. The only thing I will say and continue to say is that it takes longer than a year to eradicate mentality, to eradicate the stupid mentality that we have. So, but I know that, for example, someone like Harry, who's a friend of the show, he's getting a lot of grief because he's calling for Emery to go. And up until now, I've always been pretty adamant on the idea against, not against Harry, but against Harry's view that Emery should go. Or, you know what, that's harsh. That's not even accurate. He's not called for Emery to go, but more, he's had doubts over Emery. And I know a lot of people shit on him because of that, right? This is the very first time where even I've been like, Because, yeah, people will say, oh, but we got to the final. Technically, we made it further than last season. It's not so much that we lost in the final, but it's the way that we lost. It's the way that we put in all this effort just to see that happen. And I guess for me, unrealistically, maybe, I hoped to have seen more progress or more signs of life from this Arsenal team than I have this season. You know, and at least winning the Europa would have given me tangible evidence that actually there is some signs of life in this team. You know, don't get me wrong, I still would have favoured wholesale changes, but at least you can make an argument that, oh, well, maybe we should give Xhaka one more season, or maybe we should do X, or maybe we should do Y. But our away form is still poor, better than last season, but that went hard, let's be honest. And yet we made it one further stage to the final only to get humiliated against our flipping rivals. And it's hard to take when you're supposed to be the Europa League specialist, and that was the performance that you motivated out the team. Do you know what? If I'm Emery, honestly, before, and this I know a lot of people are going to disagree with. This is my view, right? This is my own personal opinion. If I'm Emery, For me, this team needs some sort of level of inspiration. I don't just promote Freddie Ljungberg. Do you know what? I think about trying to get Henry on board as some sort of coach. I mean, supposedly, if you believe the fucking stories, Roberto Martinez is favourite for the Barcelona job. Is it really that outrageous if we bring Thierry Henry back and instill some fucking winning mentality in this team? Because the mentality seems to be the fucking problem. So bring some fucking Arsenal legends back and remind these motherfuckers who we are. And I'm going to stop using that sentence, because every time I use that sentence and I demonstrate how much I want these players to show the world who Arsenal are, they then show Arsenal and they then show how we should be humiliated. They then show us up, shame us as fans. It's like I'm jinxing them when I say that. Show them who we are, a bunch of pussies apparently. Zero out of 10 for Emery. I'm sorry. That performance was terrible. The first zero I've given him this season. And I'll be honest, this is just me being real. I'm not written Emery off. But even I'm sat here thinking, But I will still say it. And this is why, for me, I can't talk to Lee about this particular subject, is if you're Stan, are you happy with that? You happy just ticking over? Because for me, I'm all for not going crazy. We don't have shape money. I get that. We don't have that VP money. I get that. But at some point, you must be sat there thinking to yourself, you know what? If I invest a little bit, just a little bit, maybe I might be able to get something back in a couple of years' time when we're in the damn Champions League. That's the thing that gets me here. If I'm Stan, yes, I get it. You want to break even and this, that, and the other. But if I'm him, I'm saying to myself, you know what? Boy, I spent 70 million. I got back, what was it? 20 million. So I ended up spending the 50 million that people were doubting the budget of, right? Maybe if I spend a bit more dough, in 24 months' time, I can then take that back. Why the fuck not? What? Because surely by doing that, and I'm not necessarily saying it guarantees you Champions League football, but surely it improves your chances of getting Champions League football. You tried it one season your way. Try it ours. What the hell is the worst that can happen? Spend a little bit more and then take it back in a couple of years' time when we're in the Champions League and we have that money. If this is supposedly a long-term investment, then invest in the team and invest in the manager you chose. Crying out loud, this is not hard. I'm sorry, this is not hard. Oh, anyway, I've been bitching long enough. I don't even know if I should go in the chat room because I dread to think what is being said in there. But thank you to everybody who is watching. I am sorry that I'm just going on and on and on and on and on. I don't know. I'm just so disappointed. So disappointed, like a lot of you guys are, I'm sure. You guys let me know what you think. What would your 1 to 10 ratings be? Leave it in the description. Sorry, leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, I can see there's 93 people watching. Please, 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 before you bounce, do me one favor. Just one quick favor. Hit that like button for me. It takes 2 seconds, yeah? Hit that like button for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I can do. Let me just quickly look at the comments out here. See what's going on. I see a lot of people commenting on the league clip. We are shit. VP, I probably no doubt missed a message or a donation from you. So if I have, thank you in advance. Thank you for the extra likes. 30 likes, 85 people, something's still whining out here. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm going to talk about, I'm going to do an Eagle Eye show at 10 because I see that we're supposedly in advanced talks with a certain somebody. So I'll give my opinion on that show. So look out for that. And yeah, I'm out of here, people. Take care. Peace.